Hey everybody, this is Dan coming back at you on MLK Day. And happy holiday once again to everybody. And you hear some noise in the background. It's just my precocious little daughter trying to interrupt me while I do this last video today. But anyway, I want to talk real quick about counterintelligence and intelligence and underestimating your opponent or enemy. But as we look around on social media platforms, especially YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and any website connected to Google or anything else, I analyze things from a practical standpoint. And one thing as a military veteran and veterans who look at this video can attest to this is wars are won and fought based on intelligence gathering. Now, lately you've been having all these Second Amendment so-called freedom fighters and patriots up in arms about Barack Obama's recent 23 executive orders in reference to gun control. And you have all these people saying they're going to do this, saying they're going to do that, Alex Jones and everybody else. But let me tell you what their fundamental flaw is. Their fundamental flaw is they have not paid attention to all the other constitutional rights that have been eroded prior to this so-called infringement or encroachment on the Second Amendment rights. I cram to understand how someone can be up in arms about buying a gun or buying ammunition or keeping said guns and ammunition, but not worry about all the other steps that have been taken before this so-called encroachment on the Second Amendment to give the government the ultimate position of power. I just can't understand it. So it's like, well, let's forget that they can do warrantless surveillance on me. Let's forget that they can do wireless wiretapping on me. Let's forget that they can keep data up to 5 years on any United States citizen without a warrant to track your criminal behaviors, to track your basic patterns. Forget that mediums like Facebook and all these other social media platforms automatically give your information to the United States government, whom you perceive as the enemy. Let's not forget that every time that you go and legally buy a gun, that information is tracked through the United States government, who knows exactly how many guns you have, where you live. Let's not forget that every email, every text you send, every picture text you send, is kept by the United States government. Why do you think when you buy a cell phone, unless it's something like Metro, but why do you think when you enter into a contract with the cell phone carrier, why do you think there's a stipulation in your cell phone contract that states emphatically that the government has access to your information? So now let's get back to the crux of the matter. So you could be somebody like Alex Jones, who declared in front of Pierce Morgan on CNN that if you do this Second Amendment infringement, 7076 will come right again. But the government already knows your plans. And that's the intelligence aspect of the war that you are not prepared to fight. Think about it. By redefinition or redefining one particular word, terrorism, you can become a terrorist overnight. A terrorist against the United States government. We already carry out extrajudicial killings of United States citizens without warrants or without due process, without habeas corpus. Just ask Anwar Awlaki and his 16-year-old son, who were both American-born citizens that were killed overseas by President Barack Obama. It was bad enough that he killed Anwar Awlaki with a drone strike. But then, right after that, he turns right around and his son is killed in a separate attack, 16 years old, by a drone. What makes you think they won't turn those drones on you? What makes you think that they won't view your actions as tyrannical acts against the government? They did it in Waco, but I forgot. Waco was another president. It was Janet Reno, not Eric Holder. But the biggest thing is, if they had drones back when Waco, Texas killings happened, do you think they would have used drones instead of tanks and armed troops? They would have used drones to take the David Koresh them out. They would have used drones to do that. And this upcoming war that people perceive is happening between the freedom fighters that hold on to the Second Amendment and the government, they will use drones because they already have drones flying. And you can buy all the ammo you want, you can buy all the guns you want, but you don't have a fucking thing that can stop a Reaper drone. Nothing. And the government knows this. And that's the reason why they allow, and let me say allow, that's the reason why they allow people like Alex Jones to still live. Because they know anytime they want to take them out, they can do that. And how far will the American people really look into what really happened to someone's house all of a sudden in the middle of the fucking night? It just goes up in smoke and just explodes. The local media say it was a gas explosion, when in actuality, it was a Reaper missile from an unmanned drone. I mean, we are an American people that sit back and let Flight 93, we believe that that flight disappeared. No bodies, no seats, no luggage. We believe that that fucking flight over Pennsylvania just vanished in the earth. And it's never been found again to this day. So how far will we actually look into someone's house being blown up by an unmanned drone missile? And once again about Flight 93, we believe that a 747 can disappear into the ground. No bodies, no seats, no landing gear, nothing. And that's just a theoretical question that I have. So what makes you think you're safe? What makes you think you're safe? And what makes you think, with all the rights that you've given the United States government, that you can actually fight them? As a veteran, I know you cannot fight the government.